Picture a woman arriving at her local club on a warm Saturday morning. She has paid her green fee. She booked the tee time weeks ago. She walks toward the first tee in a tailored sleeveless top and a tennis-style skort, ready to play. Then a starter stops her. The top is not allowed. The skort is too short. She is sent back to the pro shop to buy something compliant, or worse, told she cannot play at all. Meanwhile, a man walks past in shorts and a plain polo, untouched, unbothered, on his way to the tee. Here is the uncomfortable truth. Many golf dress codes were written decades ago. Many were written by men, for men, with women added as an afterthought. The rules women face are often vague, inconsistent, and enforced by whoever happens to be working that day. That is not a standard. That is confusion dressed up as tradition. Consider that women were barred from full membership at the Royal and Ancient Golf Club of St. Andrews until 2014, after 260 years of men-only history. Augusta National, home of the Masters, did not admit a single female member until 2012, when the very institutions that shaped the game spent centuries treating women as outsiders. It is no surprise that the clothing rules trickled down through the same mindset. The dress code did not arrive in a vacuum. It arrived from a culture that never expected women to be standing on the first tee in the first place. This video covers what these dress codes actually say. We cover what genuinely violates club policy almost everywhere, and we cover what is simply outdated bias that no rulebook can back up. Stick around, because the most commonly enforced rule against women is also the one with the weakest justification. A quick note before we dig in. If you want a clear, club-by-club style guide on what passes at private courses, resort courses, and public tracks, there are written guides in the description with the details laid out plainly. They are available on their own or as a discounted bundle. Now let us get into it. First, understand how golf dress codes are built. Most clubs separate the rules into the course itself and the clubhouse. On the course, the goal is supposedly a neat traditional look. In the clubhouse, especially the dining areas, the codes get stricter. The problem is that women's clothing simply does not map neatly onto rules written around men's collared shirts and tailored trousers. A polo with a collar is easy to define. A sleeveless golf top designed and sold by major golf brands is harder for an old rulebook to handle. So women get caught in the gap. Think about how the modern polo shirt itself entered golf. It was popularized in tennis by René Lacoste in the 1920s, and only later crossed into golf as the accepted standard. The collar became shorthand for respectability. But women's golf apparel evolved on a completely different track, borrowing from tennis, from athletics, and from fashion, and the old codes never caught up to that reality. They froze the collar in time as the only acceptable marker of belonging. Now let us talk about what you should stop assuming is banned, because in most cases, it is not. Number 1. Sleeveless tops. This is the single most enforced rule against women, and it is the weakest. Walk into any golf retailer and you will find racks of sleeveless tops from the biggest names in the game. Many of them have a small collar built in. These are sold specifically as on-course apparel. The female professional tours allow sleeveless shirts in competition. Watch any LPGA broadcast, and you will see the world's best players competing for millions of dollars in sleeveless tops on the most scrutinized stages in the sport. If it is good enough for a major championship Sunday, it is hard to argue it is too casual for a Tuesday medal round at a local club. Yet club starters still turn women away for wearing exactly what the industry designs for golf. The honest reality is that most modern club policies permit a sleeveless top with a collar. Many even permit one without a collar. If a course bans a collared sleeveless top while allowing men to wear short sleeves, that is not a standard. That is a double standard. Beautiful tradition, just not a defensible rule. Number 2. Skorts and golf skirts. Women are often told their skort is too short, while no one carries a ruler for the men's shorts beside them. Most golf skorts sold today are built to common club lengths, usually with built-in shorts underneath for full coverage. The built-in liner is the entire point of the garment. It exists precisely so that the wearer is covered no matter how she moves through a swing or bends to read a putt. And a friend who plays a great deal of competitive golf wears the same skort brands week after week without issue at most clubs. Then she gets stopped at one course, on one day, by one staff member. That inconsistency is the tell. If the garment is sold as golf apparel and has a modest length, it almost always meets written policy. The problem is enforcement by opinion rather than by the rule book, and the human cost of that opinion is real. A woman who has cleared her schedule, arranged childcare, and driven across town does not deserve to be sent home over a garment that the club's own pro shop very likely sells on its racks. Number 3, leggings and golf tights. Here is where it gets genuinely murky. Many clubs do restrict leggings worn on their own, but athletic golf tights worn under a skort or a skirt are widely accepted, especially in cooler weather. Several premium golf brands build full lines around exactly this look. The mistake women make is assuming all leggings are banned everywhere. They are not. The smart move is to layer tights under a skort at stricter clubs. That sidesteps the entire argument while keeping you warm and comfortable. This matters far north and far south, where shoulder season golf means frost on the first tee and sun by the turn. Tights under a skort let a woman play through cold mornings that would otherwise drive her indoors, and they do it without ever crossing a written line. Let me pause for a second. If you find these honest breakdowns useful, subscribe to the channel. There are equipment and on-course guides like this on a regular schedule made for the female golfer specifically. Now back to it. So what actually does violate dress codes almost everywhere? This is the part worth knowing because it protects you from real trouble. Number 1, denim. Jeans of any color are banned at the large majority of clubs, public and private. This applies to everyone, not just women, so it is a fair and consistent rule. The ban traces back to denim's working class and casual associations, the very opposite of the country club image these institutions cultivated for over a century. If you are unsure about a course, leave the denim at home. Golf trousers and golf skorts cost a little more, but they will never get you turned away. Number 2, athletic shorts and gym wear. Cotton workout shorts, running shorts, and basketball-style shorts are widely banned. The same goes for cropped athletic tops, meant for the gym rather than the course. This is a genuine standard, applied across the board. The distinction the codes are reaching for is intention. Clothing built for the gym signals a different setting, and clubs guard the line between athletic facility and golf course jealously. Tailored golf shorts or a golf skort solve it completely. Number 3, tees and tank tops without any collar or golf styling. A plain cotton tee or a thin strap tank top is the one-top style most likely to be refused legitimately. At clubs that require collars or golf-specific tops, note the difference. A purpose-built sleeveless golf top is a gray area being unfairly enforced. A beach tank top is a clear violation almost everywhere. Knowing that line saves you the embarrassing walk back to the car. The fabric tells the story too. Performance fabrics with moisture wicking finishes read as golf apparel. A soft cotton beach tank reads as something you threw on for the boardwalk, and staff can spot that difference at a glance. Number 4, visible logos from non-golf brands and beachwear. Swimwear, cover-ups, and clothing with large casual brand graphics are commonly restricted. This is consistent across genders and worth respecting. The logic is the same one that runs through every rule in this category. The club is protecting a visual standard, and clothing that announces the beach or the high street rather than the fairway gets caught in that net regardless of who is wearing it. Now here is the practical truth that ties this all together. The items women get stopped for most are the sleeveless golf tops and the standard length skorts. Those are usually the items that do not actually break written policy. The items that genuinely break policy, the denim and the gym shorts, are the same for men and women. So when a woman gets turned away for golf brand apparel that a man's equivalent would never face, that is not enforcement of a standard. That is bias, and you are allowed to question it politely. The asymmetry is the whole point. A man in a short-sleeve shirt is fine, but a woman in a sleeveless one is not. A man's shorts go unmeasured, but a woman's skirt gets eyeballed. When the rule lands differently on two paying players standing side by side, the rule has stopped being about neatness and started being about who is expected to belong. Here is how to protect yourself. Before you play a course you do not know, look up its written dress code online or call the pro shop and ask 3 direct questions. Are sleeveless collared tops permitted? Is there a minimum length for skorts and shorts? Are golf tights allowed under a skort? Get the answer, ideally a name with it, and you remove the guesswork. Writing down who told you what turns a vague conversation into something you can stand on later. If you are then stopped anyway for compliant apparel, you can calmly point to the policy you confirmed. Standards should be written down. If a rule cannot be shown to you in print, it is an opinion, not a code. If there is one thing to take away, it is this: stop letting vague enforcement decide your wardrobe. Wear purpose-built golf apparel, confirm the written policy in advance, and play with confidence. The female golfer is not a guest in this game. She is a paying member of it, and her clothing standards deserve the same clarity as anyone else's. Remember that women's participation in golf has grown steadily, with women and girls now making up a meaningful share of new entrants to the sport. The game needs them. Clubs that cling to enforcement by opinion are quietly telling a growing part of their future customer base that they are not quite welcome, and that is a message no business should be sending in the open. Now tell me in the comments, have you ever been stopped for something a man beside you was wearing freely? What course was it, and what were you wearing? Let us compare notes, because the more we share, the harder these inconsistent rules are to defend. Subscribe to the Ladies' Caddy.